a battle in the midfield this weekend against Kaká. What challenges are presented to you in managing the space that he's given?
Yeah, I think part of it is what you just said, trying to eliminate some of the space. Obviously I think he's had a great start to the season. I think right away you see how motivated he is, how much he puts into every game, and his ability still to take certain plays and run with the ball and slip a pass or shoot himself is very, very special. And so when you play against these kind of guys, you always know that they're still going to have moments and they're always going to be able to make certain plays, and it's just trying to limit those and collectively do a good job in terms of making the game hard for them.
Going up against a U.S. men's national team teammate and Brek Shea, do you feel that there's any motivation on the line or bragging rights?
Look, we want to win. Obviously, gotten to know Brek well. I think again he's another one who's had a great start to the season playing left back, and so for us we know it's going to be a difficult game. They have a great fan base, which means that playing home games become a big advantage for them. But we're excited about the opportunity. We've had a good week, and you get to the end of the week, and now you're just excited to get the chance to step on the field.
What do you think that this team needs to do to dictate the tempo right from the first whistle?
In certain moments, we can understand how to manage situations and how to manage things. I think we can give ourselves a little bit better of a way to come into games and still start in a strong way, but know that as the game wears on, we're going to continue to find more space and find the ability to play and to use our quality. And so for me, like I said, I think it's just a little bit in terms of, especially at the beginning, managing things, knowing that you're not gonna win the game in the first 5 minutes, and just coming into the game in a smart, solid way, and making sure that as the game goes into the second half, we position ourselves with a chance to win.
What position do you prefer to play? Is it more of an advanced role or more of a defensive midfield role?
Depending on the team, on the game, on the coach, I'm ready to play anywhere. Obviously, I feel most comfortable in the center of the field, in the center of the midfield. But whether that's more of an attacking role, more of a deeper role, a two-way role, at the end of the day, those aren't things that I get caught up with. I've always been somebody who every time I step on the field, I spill my guts on the field for myself, for my teammates, and I'm not afraid to take responsibility to do what's needed to help us try and win. Doesn't mean that it always works perfectly, but at the end of the day, none of the other stuff phases me.
How's dressing room morale at this point? I mean, you guys had a really long road trip. I know that Josie mentioned some bad luck coming into some defensive problems, contributing at least to that. I mean, what's the morale like? Are you guys sort of, maintaining some amount of strength, mental strength, in the light of such a hard, grueling time away?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you can talk all you want about building a team with character and having a team with a strong mentality. But until you actually live it, they're just words. And so at the moment, we're obviously living it, and we're having to look at ourselves in a hard, honest way, understand the things that haven't been good enough, and find ways to fix them, and still be excited to step on the field, ready to give everything. Because at the end of the day, to step on the field with nerves or with a feeling of fear you're not going to get anywhere. And so even though it's been a little bit of a less than ideal stretch in terms of results, we still have to have a mentality of fearlessness, of excitement that says we're going to step on the field and give everything we have, and we're going to go for it. And obviously we're going to tweak the things that need to be tweaked and make sure we're doing the things that give ourselves the best chance to win. But that mentality, that commitment, that aggression to go for it, that has to be there, because you don't get anywhere stepping on the field nervous.
You mentioned about recognizing and addressing what hasn't been good enough. What hasn't been good enough?
I think collectively we've not defended well enough, and by defended well enough, I mean collectively we've not found a way to make the game hard enough on a consistent basis yet on the other team. There's been moments that have been good. Obviously the second half in Vancouver, after a open first half, I thought we responded well and made some good adjustments. I thought the first half in Columbus was still good in that regard, but by and large we've been a little bit too easy to play against, and again, that falls on everybody, not just the defenders, not just the goalkeeper, the midfielders. It has to be a collective mentality from the group that says we know we have a good team in terms of in moments when we have the ball, we create chances, we're able to play and have and always find our moments football-wise. But we have to, in order to position ourselves to consistently win games, we've got to be harder to play against, and we've got to find a way so that we can make the game more difficult on the other team consistently.
Have you been good enough? Have we seen the best from you?
I'm pretty hard on myself. I think at the end of the day, I'm at a position in my career, and certainly being at this club, where at the end of the game, I'm not always so concerned with whether I played well or not. I'm more concerned with whether we won or lost. And certainly by that standard, I've not been good enough. And so I put a lot on my shoulders to help us win, or to try to help us win. And like I said before, I relish that responsibility, that challenge. That's something that excites me every day, and I'm not afraid to go for it. I'm not afraid to take that responsibility. And so, like I said, for me, if we're just looking purely at how the team has done, and as somebody who's a big part of the team, then I think I can do more to help us win.
I think you'd agree it's early in the season. It's been a strange start to the season. At what point, though, do you think it's no longer early, so you say, in terms of results?
It's still early. It's still very early. Especially given the way our season is kind of constructed, with now starting 7 games on the road before we even get a home game. I think it's the main thing here is that everybody has to understand that nothing is lost, not even close. We've not played a game at home yet. We've not, as a team, played anywhere really close to our best. We had good moments, individually, collectively, but as we find a little more consistency in terms of who's on the field, who's playing together, and now start to come into a period where we're playing some home games. I think that we're going to continue to improve and see the best of ourselves.
The formula for this league in terms of making the playoffs always seems to be get your wins at home, average a point on the road. If you guys finish with say 4 points in these last 2 games, you've averaged a point on the road. So would you still find that a success given the situation?
Absolutely. I don't think it's a long season, and I think you always have to be careful about making judgments too quickly in either direction. This is still a league, right or wrong, that where history shows that the teams that start well don't always finish well, and so doesn't mean that you can't. It just means that it doesn't guarantee anything. And so we're going through a stretch where there's no doubt, are having to learn a lot about ourselves and having to ask ourselves real questions. But there's a general feeling amongst us that we're going to come out much better and much stronger for it.